Yeah, welcome back. Thanks a lot. Thanks a very much lot for the visit. Now we are going into inner depth of politics now. We want to analyze this defection, this array of defection is becoming the talk of town now. So we are giving a critical, our own point of view, analysis of this defection, what is really happening. This is our point of view, Sha. So we are giving it. So we beg you to watch, stay tuned and watch till the end. So let's go to the analysis.
Other reasons other than competence, other than capacity, other than capability. When you do that, you create a massive gap. And that massive gap creates the problem that we have today. A good leader is who.
My name is Olawale Oluwade, and my guest today is Chekwe Udensi. A proper introduction is appropriate. Chairman, Governing Council, Institute for Security and Safety Studies, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Fraud Investigators of Nigeria. And then he's also the Vice President, International Security Association, and then the Managing Consultant, Interpol Systems National Central Bureau. Of course, he's a seasoned politician, former governorship aspirant from Abia State, and also a political analyst. Sir Chekwe, nice to have you on the show again.
Thanks for having me, Wale.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Without further ado, let's jump right into our conversation. The the coalition summit that happened in Ibadan, Oyo State, some of the coalition political parties. Give us a general overview of this event.
You know, usually when you have an action, you should expect a reaction to an action.
Yeah.
The opposition thinks very strongly that there's an attempt to strangle it. And what you see happening around is a reaction to an action. So the ruling APC is seen as a strangulator. And then the opposition is trying to rally around to say, listen, we can't be strangled. In fact, to the extent to which they said, listen, we are going to come together and bring one presidential candidate. So this is a set of, it's a reaction to an action, perceived action or seen action. That's exactly what we have seen right now.
So you agree more or less with the summit? You agree with it? The whole idea, the objective of the summit?
It is expected. We're in an election season, and any summit that comes in an election season, especially from a political party, signals something. A summit is not called for nothing. Once you see a political party during a season, electionary season, call for a summit, that summit is intended to achieve a purpose.
Okay, but some have actually accused APC party men and some of the functionaries of President Tinubu of double standards. Those who even chose to use such mild language. Some actually accuse them of being hypocritical. 2010-2011, President Buhari said, if the PDP rigged the election, both the dog and the baboon will be soaked in blood. Open threat of violence. Of course, I made allusion because President Tinubu now admits that Buhari is him, he is Buhari. But let's even come closer to last year, 2023 rather. The SA, the special advisor to the president on media publicity, Bayo Onanuga, during the elections or before the elections, accused the Igbos, used some very terrible language against the Igbo people in Lagos, and that warned them that if they repeated what happened before, blah, blah, and all of that. Of course, even more recent, like a week ago, the president at the National Revenue Service building headquarters commissioning said, oh, Mr. Senate President, I will send you to the other side, to represent me. You scatter them. Okay, you could say that was in jest. But then his chief of staff jumped on that comment and repeated that same, advice to a certain honorable Leke Bejide that stay in NDC. Don't go anywhere. It's your party. You funded it. Stay there. We like what you're doing. Scatter them.
Yeah, when it comes to the use of derogatories, the use of threats,
inciting,
the use of some inciting languages, it is not encouraged. At least not when you are in a political season, because there are things.
Guessing the analogy they are making, these inciting languages, it's not needed. It's not needed. We need to do politics of maturity and politics of egalitarian politics. Anyways, we'll stop now. We'll stop now to to rest. Tomorrow we commence.